turtle this day, this evening. I'm going to drink a lot while doing this because I'm thirsty, and I'm also trying to use my SteelSeries USB headset because the microphones I have for the PS4 is rubbish. They're all rubbish. I do have a USB extension cord, so I actually don't know if this sound is reaching you. I didn't bother to do a test run. The sound in the headphones is excellent though, so I'm guessing the microphone works as well. Strangely enough, I do have a really great Sony noise cancelling headset USB and Bluetooth, and it doesn't work with Sony PlayStation 4. My Sony headset doesn't work with Sony PlayStation. I find that quite humorous, actually. Oh, that's a good drink. You should drink more drinks. Not just alcohol drinks, you don't even need alcohol in it. Now, I've titled this little episode, What Am I Doing Wrong? And I'm going to look at my Federation grind here and tell you what people would be able to say I'm doing wrong, because there's a lot of that toxic stuff going on the forums and on YouTube channels, etc. People telling other people how they should do it, and I don't mind if they give me tips, but when people say I'm doing it wrong, it does kind of piss me off a little bit. I bought this game. I will play this game any way I see fit, any way I enjoy it. And let's just start with what I'm doing right, because I'm not doing a whole lot of things right, but what I do right is that I have selected a few systems and I stay within these systems. I've shown you this before in videos before. I use Wolf 433 and I use LHX 350. In this system, let's say, whatever it's called, I have a station, Alhaitham Enterprise, that is a Federation station. The owner is Federal, and there are 3 more Federal mission givers here. So a total of 4. The other station is actually Alliance, so I shouldn't be using that if I'm going to grind Federation status. Now I'm going to start off with the top 10 list and some of the things I keep coming back to, and the main culprit here is a very valid thing to say, and there are a lot of reasons why it is completely right. The first most serious thing I'm doing wrong is that I am in the wrong system. What do I mean with that? Well, there are a lot of reasons to say I'm in the wrong system. So let's go through a few of them. I've been talking about alternative costs. I don't fuel scoop if I can buy fuel because it takes too long. It's a waste of time I could spend making credits. Now this is the way this system looks like. I'll even zoom out. As you can see, there's 2 stations here. They're both Federation, 1 outpost, and the Federation station that I use. And as you can see, it is 2,200 light seconds away from the arrival point. Now, spending that much time coming back to this system again and again and again and again is time wasted. What you do want is mainly a base that is much closer to arrival point. It should be somewhere here on the map, or at least when you look at the light seconds, it should be as small of a number as possible, so that the second you get out of a space jump, you can super cruise quickly to a station and super cruise and land on the station. That is the most important thing to look at, because when you keep going back to the same station to get new missions, going back and having to fly through space a lot to get to the station, especially if you end up having bodies between you and the station, that slows you down. It is going to annoy you after a while, so it is a very valid point, and there are more reasons why this is a valid point. I'll get back to those reasons in a while I go through the other reasons why I'm doing things wrong. Now, why am I doing this? And well, this was pretty close to the starting point. I just ended up here, started doing a few missions, and stuck around here. I didn't do this on the PC. I jumped around on the PC a lot while I started playing this game. I had no idea that you should make friends with NPCs to get their status up, to get better missions, to get better rewarding missions, and of course to get permit unlocks, to get Federation ships or Empire ships if you're grinding the Empire. I didn't know about those stuff. I just kept jumping around until I started reading up. That said, I did learn a lot jumping around, and I found a lot of interesting things. The exploration in itself is worth something. But basically I spent months earning nothing in this game and learning very little, really. There's no shame in learning from other people. Anyway, let's go to the second statement that people would say to me repeatedly. Hey, you're taking the wrong missions. Now, I've done a lot of these missions lately, deliver stuff, and as you can see, they pay fairly well. They're usually short range. Yes, I need to change to my T6 to take these missions, I know. And I haven't been doing a whole lot of these boom data delivery missions. They are great when you're starting out. They're not paying very much, but you don't need cargo space. There's also another good reason to take this. If you look at this mission, you can see that influence gives a small increase. Influence is something we don't care about right now, but reputation is a medium increase. The reward is rubbish at this time, but if you compare this mission to one of these, you will see that the reward is quite excellent, but reputation only gives you a small increase. Now, some people would say that doesn't really matter at all, and it doesn't affect stuff, but it does. It builds up your Federation reputation, it builds up your reputation with these smaller sub-factions. New LHS 355 Revolutionary Party. Oh, that does roll out of your tongue, doesn't it? New LHS 355 Revolutionary Party, welcome. Oh, it could be worse. They could have this name. So basically, what you should do to get this grind over faster is, of course, to do a whole lot more internal report deliveries and anything with 2 or 3 pluses on the rep. Now I'll see if I can find an example of another mission here. No, there's no, yeah, here they are. The second thing people say about not taking the right mission is that I should look for systems that are in a special faction state that hands out a lot of these kind of missions. Donate 25,000 credits to a cause. This is way too much, these two. But Federation missions that are going me to donate. I don't make any money on that, but as you can see, there's 3 pluses on the rep. And sometimes when you find station systems in war, you will be able to find a lot of these missions, and that if you have the money for it, and let's face it, getting 25,000, 250,000, so you can do 10 of those, isn't that hard to get. On the PC I've spent probably 14 million or something like that on these donating stuff to get my rank up. It's also a very good way to get your status up when you get to a new station and you don't want to do anything else to get your status up quickly. There are other ways to get your status up, and I will tell you that in just a few minutes. Now, the third thing about the missions I take, let's go back here again, is that if you do what I'm doing, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because you want to build reputation with these people, you don't want to go back to this station over and over again every time you complete a mission. And if you've seen my videos, that has been exactly what I'm doing. Now I'm doing that because I am lazy, because I don't want to increase the risk of getting shot down, because I don't want to jump back and forth too much, because I don't know how long I will care to play really, because let's face it, this is a grind, and while I enjoy it mostly, actually, some people might want to know why, it is still a grind, so sometimes it does take a toll on you. You get bored of doing this. But, of course, all these internal report deliveries, boom data deliveries, they don't take any cargo space. If you have a fairly decent range on your spaceship, it's not going to be a whole lot of jumps no matter what direction. So you can stack these missions. You can take 5-6 missions, and when you get to the galaxy map, well, if that's the center, and you will have one mission there, another there, another there, another there, and another mission there, and you will just go around the circle like this, delivering the missions, and then back to the station. Doing this does increase the risk of the chance of getting interdicted, so it is something you will have to consider. That said, not having to go back to the same station over and over again to pick up a mission does speed things up. It's the whole alternative cost again. If you can do 6 missions before you return to the station, that is going to save you time, and time is money. Some mission can even stack up really good. That is why I, even if I don't usually take a mission on the other stations I go to, the target stations, I always go to the mission board to check. You see me check around quickly. I just go like this, and this, and this. And what I am looking for is, of course, what you see here on the right. What destination system is it? Now, of course, these are all things I'm going to bring back here, so that's why it's the same destination. But if you can find on a target station missions going to the same station, you might have found a good system to grind, because sometimes the background simulation ends up in a situation where it will generate a lot of missions from one station to another close by. And if and when it does that, it usually means that when you get to the other station, it is pretty much the same on the other station, and you can just go back and forth with 5 or 10 missions. And even if those missions require you to have some cargo, you will quickly be able to pay for a Cobra or even a T6 to do those missions. And that will give you a lot of money and a lot of reputation really quickly, especially if you can do these kinds of missions. I mean, this kind of mission you can start doing them in a Sidewinder, stack them up from one single station, run around. You can even do the log trick, where you go to open play first, see if there's good missions. If there's not good missions, you log off, go to solo play, check again. And you can take some missions in open play, you can take some missions in solo play. As long as you're not taking too many and doing that too much, they will keep updating a bit. Or you just wait 10 minutes and the system will update the missions. Now, that is a good lesson, though if you want to speed things up and you want to do that as soon as you get fairly comfortable playing, as soon as you get comfortable actually losing a few ships every now and then, and as you get comfortable avoiding interdictions or getting out of successful interdictions. There are several tricks on how to get out of an interdiction. The one I used on my Cobra when the interdictions were really bad for a while was that I submitted. I turned down my speed to 0, allowed them to win, immediately started running in the other direction. So when they came out, they were facing the wrong way. I was shooting away as fast as I could, and usually they had a faster ship, but that didn't really matter. I tried to get into Super Cruise as fast as possible, speed boosting all energy to my engine so I could keep on speed boosting, and I dropped mines. There are kind of mines that will bounce any ships that hit it. They will bounce around a lot, losing speed. So even if the ship hunting me was faster, it was still a stupid NPC ship, so just dropping those mines, speed boosting or engine boosting as much as I could, usually got me out fairly quickly without getting blown up. It's not a beautiful way to get out of it, and most of the time I could probably take on the ship and kill it, but to be honest, I'm lazy. I admit that I'm lazy, and I'm not ashamed of it. Now, on with the list. Number 4. Hey dude, you have a T6 ship with 100 units of cargo space. You're not using your cargo space, dude. Utterly right. When I leave this system, let's say I take a mission here. Let's pick a random mission here. I think there was one down here. Of course it wasn't, it's probably updated now. Ah, crap. Well, let's just take these as example. If I were to take this mission, deliver 21 units of evacuation shelter. If I take this mission now, I can't do it with the ship I'm in now. I'm in my adder with just 12 units of cargo space. But I could jump into my T6 and take this mission. That would leave 79 units of cargo space empty on my T6. So I could fill that up. Let's just see. This is going to BD plus 16, blah blah blah, whatever. If I go to eddb.io, I can do a search for single hop trade and find out what they like at this station, and I would find out what I can buy on the station I'm at to sell to the station. Now, I wouldn't make a whole lot of money trading with a single jump close by. It doesn't give a lot of money. And when I get to our system, I would do the same in reverse. There's a simple reverse button on eddb to do that. The reason I should do this, even though I'm not making money, is because hauling cargo to this station that is owned by this dude here is that it builds up reputation. And as I said before, all those small rivers of credits build up. So even if I'm only making, say, 10,000 credits by using that extra cargo space, I'm also building up my relationship with Envoy Neil Middleton. And as he becomes friendly to me, he will give me more missions, he will give me better paying missions, by simply more selection of missions, so I can choose what to take. As you can see right now, it's actually pretty rubbish, because I'm not even friendly here yet. I've been lazy doing my community goals instead. So yes, number 4, not using my cargo space, is a very valid point. You should do that because it does help you build reputation with these guys. That brings us to the next point, really, and that is that I'm jumping on the mission board doing missions in these two systems before making friends. This goes back to number point, I'm in the wrong system. You should select stations, systems. If you're doing a Fed grind, you should select Federation systems with stations under Federation control, because you can make these guys give you better missions a lot faster than just grinding the missions. Sometimes you might have a situation they give you non-mission. And there are a few good ways to build your reputation with these. One of them is my favorite. You just bring exploration data back. You know, the stuff you leave here at Universal Cartographers. Now I don't have a whole lot, and I'm actually saving this to give to the engineers. But if you go out and explore a bit, come back with 5 million credits worth of your data to sell, they will love you on this station. Sure, it's not all the contacts, but at least one contact will love you, and that in return will help you quickly. So that's one way you can do it. You can also, as I said on point 4, use that cargo space. If you trade with this station, if you bring in a lot of expensive goods, a lot of goods, you're also going to build up your reputation with this ugly looking... He's really ugly, isn't he? He hasn't slept in a while, but he'll be happy if you bring cargo to him. The third way you can also do this, and I actually did this for this station, is to again use a correct system, find a good system. I didn't really do that again, I just found a system that works. It's not good, it's definitely not the best, but ring world stations around ring worlds are really good, because you can go out here to the rest sites and bounty hunt. And as long as it's a Federation system, a Federation station, while you do that, when you come back here and you leave your bounties here, that too will build up your reputation with the controlling faction. So we come back to that number one constantly, don't we? Find the right system. You want a system that is under Federation control, you want a lot of Federation stations there, you want Federation stations near the arrival point, and you want ring worlds. Just to break the monotonous grind of doing missions, going out bounty hunting bit. Now that's the most important points, those 5 points, to get this done a lot faster than I'm doing it really. That said, all of these founding points doesn't really that much. I'm doing this because I enjoy this game, so it doesn't matter if it takes a little bit longer, I'm still enjoying it. I'm in no hurry. Let's move on to the next 5 points anyway, because now they get increasingly more stupid. Number 6. This is the most common point people point out on YouTube, on forums, etc. Hey dude, why don't you go to Sophis, why don't you go to Seos, or whatever exploit is working right now. There is a few places right now where you can go and where you can do ground missions, and you can stack these ground missions and just go to one single station on the ground, scan one single whatever it is you scan, and go back and make millions. And of course that is one way. There are other ways. I mentioned before that if you go out looking, you will find stations that keep sending you back and forth between two stations. You can just ferry boom data from one station to the other and then go from the other back to first base again. Yes, I could probably do that. The most of those exploits are about making money. There are a few you can find about grinding Federation stations, etc. You can always ask people on forums to tell you, hey, can you help me out? Where do I find a good system to grind Federation status? And there will be a lot of different answers. There are of course systems that I mentioned before with a lot of these missions where you just donate stuff, and if you have the money, they're great for increasing your Federation status, because they give you maximum bonus for the mission, so you can bribe your way in this game. I actually love that you can do that. That said, I'm in no hurry again. I enjoy playing this game. It doesn't matter if it takes a little bit longer. I do donate a little bit now and then, even to non-factions like this, because during community goals, etc. It's nice to be cordial with them, have them turn green. But if you want to do it that way, who am I to tell you what to do and what not to do? I don't consider it cheating the way it works. They made the game, it works. They're not stopping you from doing it, so as long as Frontier doesn't complain about it, I don't complain about it. We don't have a player-based economy. It does screw up the background simulations for our people, but there's so many stations, there's so many systems, so if someone is annoyed at what happens in one system, well, leave, get to another system, for crying out loud. People have a right to play the game whatever way they want, really. Just don't tell me I should be doing that. I can't think of anything more boring than making millions and millions of money really fast when sitting there with an anaconda not doing what to do in the ship. Number 7. Why the hell are you grinding the feds? The Empire have better ships. Or why are you grinding the feds? The Empire have better looking ships. Or they're cooler or whatever. Well, yes. I do really like the Empire ships. And of course, grinding the rank is one of the reasons for doing that is because you want those ships. The Federation dropship, the Federation assault ships. I love flying around with them on the PC. They're good ships in their own way, but they're not really that good looking. I have to admit that. Again, I'm mostly doing this right now to get the permit for Sol system. That is basically a handmade system. It's supposed to look just like it actually does. To be honest, Earth looks pretty bad. This game wasn't made for a texture like that. It's made for more randomized textures created by the computer, so it looks pretty damn shitty. Now, you could also say that I'm using just 2 systems, almost just this one system, and I should spread out a little bit more in this region, get friendly with the systems all around here, systems that I keep getting back to, like Aganip, we have Payan, we have a few systems, Taubootis. I keep coming back to Taubootis as well. And yes, that's a good point. But after all, I'm just starting out and I don't have that much money. I don't want to go bounty hunting to get the status up. And as we come back to the first problem, this isn't the best system. I stopped here and stayed here because it was convenient. I found a system that felt good for me. So I'm probably not staying around for that long. I just want barely enough to go to the Sol system, and then I'm going to go out and do some more exploration, and I'll hand deliver that exploration data to a good party to get my status up with that system. Another fun thing is when people tell me I'm using the wrong ship. Number 9, you're using the wrong ship. Well, to be honest, right now I have a few ships and I have money enough to buy at least a Cobra as well. I love a Cobra for running missions, so I could definitely get one of those too. I have a Sidewinder. I don't use that at all anymore, but it's fairly decent really. But the range is a bit poor. But the point is, really, fly with the cheapest ship you can. That way you don't lose money. I have a Type 6. I actually use this for a lot of missions recently, because of course it has a huge cargo capacity and it can jump 27 light years, or when fully loaded still it's 18 light years. I don't get very much in the way of missions with a longer range than that. So yeah, I do use all my ships. I've used Diamondback Explorer for the few missions I get that requires more jumps, to avoid more jumps, to just go jumping once. And as you can see, it has a pretty nice range of 37 light years. And I still have a little cargo capacity in it. I haven't fully stocked it for exploration yet, so yes, I do use that. And this is really a ship you shouldn't be using. It's better to jump a few more times, because early in the game this is too expensive to lose really. It's almost $1 million in rebuy cost. But I do have several ships, except this Adder that I'm in right now. But I fly whatever I like because I like flying it. I enjoy flying all of these ships, including the Sidewinder, and that's what I do. But of course, as I said, if you want to speed this up, can you afford it? Well, fly around with Type 6, fill that cargo up. That will build your reputation up much quicker with the controlling faction. It's a good way to speed the grind up to get better missions quickly. So yeah, okay. There's always a reason to fly another ship. You can definitely find good reasons for that. But seriously, get over yourself. I will fly whatever I want to fly, because I like flying it. So I will be getting Cobra pretty soon, just because I love that ship. And once I get that, I have my Diamondback Explorer, I've got my Cobra, I've got the T6. I won't be going for the Anaconda like a mad, crazy old dude. I will probably get the Python fairly quickly, because that is a really good multi-purpose ship that you don't really have to keep changing for stuff. And of course, you have number 10 on the list, and this is the most toxic of them all. I love to hate this reason. Number 10. All of that shit is so damn boring. Why do you do it? Why do it at all? Well, as the saying goes, if you hate the game that much, if you don't enjoy playing it, stop watching YouTube videos of the game, stop reading and commenting on the forum, go play Fallout 4 or some other game, do something you enjoy. I happen to enjoy this game, I happen to enjoy doing this, I happen to enjoy setting up a goal to go to the Sol system, I happen to enjoy running missions actually. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of difference between these missions, and I'm doing it even worse by not taking assassination missions and not doing a whole lot of the Horizons missions like this planetary scan job, even though it's good rep and good, fairly decent pay at this point, because I really just don't like driving around in that SRV. The point is, get the fuck out if you don't like the game. Don't tell me that it's boring. I love doing this, and if you don't, that's your fucking problem. Bonus number 11. you shouldn't be taking any of these missions on the mission board. Look just one step below you. Passenger lounge. And again, that is actually a good, decent, valid question or point or tip. I recently went in here and got a mission. I didn't take it, but there was a mission paying out a whopping 18 million credits. 18 million credits. Now there's a reason why it paid out 18 million credits. The researcher that wanted to hire me to take her wanted me to take her to Jack's station. Now, to be fair and honest, I haven't been to Jack's station. I would like to go there someday. But even with a free week, I could spend 3 weeks getting there. I'm not quite ready to go to Jack's station. It is very, 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 very far away. And I would have to read up on the Neutron highways. I would have to read up on how to get there and where the heck it is even. I have to be honest, I can't remember where it is, but it is very far away from the bubble, so doing that right now is a no-no. But if you have a ship that can take a passenger cabin, at least economy, as you can see, you can just scroll through these. 4 million, 2 million, 23 million, 7 million. Basically, we stay with the feds. There are a lot of good paying missions. I thought I saw the same guy on 2 missions here. Nah. Of course, you do get paid more the more it takes out of you. So if we look at this, you can see that this mission has a destination that is 25,000 light years away, and I would have almost 4 weeks to get there. And I mean, if you're going exploration, this is a good way to go exploration. Really, you get an extra 23 million to go out there and then get back, and you get a lot of exploration data on the way there. So if you're into exploration, if it's a passenger cabin, this even requires first class, so there is good money to be made by selecting some of these. And of course some of them aren't that far off. And this is just 5,000 light years. It will probably be, it must be outside the bubble, but it's not that far. I mean, I traveled 400 light years in less than half an hour, so this is quite quickly. I think I went to Maya and back to the engineer in less than half an hour, really. So, I mean, I have almost 40 light years on the way and back, so this isn't that bad. But of course, the further away you travel, the more careful you have to be to make sure you can actually do the fuel scooping thing and all that stuff. But there are of course missions that are not that. Oh, that was a bit many people. There are aid missions and stuff like that. That doesn't require a whole lot of you. This is just an 11-hour mission. And you can see there, this is in the bubble. Basically, you go to certain different beacons, you drop out of warp, super cruise, and you get close enough to scan the beacons, you get a little email, in-game email about it, and then off you go to the next one. So, as you can see, it's not that far, 236 light years. So, this would be an hour tops. Now, it would give you a whole lot more status, so I would say if you're grinding a Federation rank, that's not really a good way to do it. But if you're eager to get some exploration done as well, and you don't know where to go, this is a good way to point to a few interesting places and make some extra money doing it. And the reputation is 2 pluses, so you do get a bump in your reputation, but it will take a long time to do. That said, it's worth mentioning. It's fair, and if you think there's little content in the game, it's definitely one of the things you should try out, especially with tourist missions here, because you will see things in the game you didn't know was in the game. So that's really a good way to get to know the game a little bit more and get into exploration. Anyway, that's the top 10 lists of what I'm doing wrong. Number 1, I'm in a totally wrong system. Number 2, I'm taking the wrong missions. Number 3, I'm not stacking the missions. I should be doing that. Number 4, I'm not using my cargo space. You should be using your cargo space because it builds your reputations quickly. 5, not making friends efficiently. Yes, bring exploration data, trade a lot, do bounty hunting. 4, because that will raise the status with the controlling faction, in this case, this one. Number 6 can go fuck himself, sorry. Not exploiting the background simulation. Number 7, why Fed's Empire have better ships. Number 8, you're not using enough system stations. Well, I'm getting there. Come on. Number 9, you're using the wrong ships, dude. Well, I don't really keep it. Something. And number 10, stop doing all of that. It's boring. Do something else. Play some other game. Well, if you think that you're the one that should do something else, play some other games. Stop harassing other people that enjoy this game. Now, if you think I'm doing anything more wrong than that, if there's ways to improve this even more, the Federation rank grind, then please feel free to give me some tips. Just don't tell me that I should be doing this or should be doing that, but feel free to tell me that I could do this or I could do that to improve the speed, to make it more fun, to, well, whatever. If you have any suggestions that are not offensive, if you have any way of doing this less painful, because let's face it, it turns into a grind after a while, a horrible grind. I'm not going that far with this grind, I'm just going to the salt system. But feel free. I'd love the tips, and there are other people that might enjoy those tips as well. Just don't be an arse about it. Anyway, if you like watching, I'm just gonna keep on going here for a while and actually do a few missions. So you can point out all the mistakes I'm doing, basically, if you want. Oh, I just got a drop of cola on my leg. That's bad. Too much ice. That's a good drink. Actually, it's not a cola. I've got so much ice in it that the air is condensating. I can barely breathe because the moisture level in the air right now is so high. It's been one hell of a weather these past few days. It feels like I'm sweating really in here, but it's just the moisture level in the air, really. Now, as you've seen probably too, I try to avoid this. Landing on planets can be enjoyable, but it also takes a lot of time. I don't like spending time landing on planets. As you can see, also there are a few of these. It doesn't build reputation as much. These are better for my reputation, as I said. So let's see what else is here. There's a fairly decent, but it's a bit far off. And that's minimum reputation there. So not a whole lot of nice missions. That's another land on the planet. That is worth looking what kind of materials you get. Microcontrollers and mechanical equipment. Oh, I don't really need that. You will start looking for that after a while. So not a whole lot of fun things to choose from. Oh, I'll just jump into my T6 since we seem to get a few cargo missions here. I don't like this part of the PS4 play, how everything takes time to load. I'm used to a rather quick snapping thingy, except for the actual galaxy map that always takes quite some time to load. Since last time I've upgraded this T6. It is now a rather beefy ship, really. It has 26.95 light year range. I beefed up the engines, I beefed up the power distribution, so it can speed. It's not speed boost, what it's called, engine boost. Quite a lot. It's turned out to be a rather nice ship, really. I wouldn't go playing on the open servers for. Of course, as I changed ship, I just hit that 10-minute mark where they changed the missions, didn't I? These chain missions that aren't really chain missions can pay out really nicely, worth looking for. And as you can see, there are a few nice missions here now, as long as I have a cargo space. I might end up taking that one, but let's check out if there's anything new on the other ones. This guy definitely wants me to kill a lot of people. again looking for that stacking opportunity. I don't really see anything I like, so I won't be stacking things this time. Let's just go with that one. Again, not much reputation. Not a whole lot of money either, but it's a fairly quick mission 1 jump. And it's the one I feel like doing the most, the way it looks right now. So that's one I'm going to do. Now I will just quickly check on something on my laptop as well. Sorry about that, blinking too much. So, look at that. Let's just hit that one. Well, let's go to this mission then. Sometimes these function of hitting a button it just doesn't really work as it should. You have to keep the button pressed for a long time. Tapping them just doesn't work. That can end badly get you in a heap of problem. Now, this is pretty good. The station I'm going to is in the system where my second favorite base is. I actually like Alice Orbital more than the one I'm in, but it is allied control, so it's not really that good to grind that one. It's better to grind this one. That said, for some reason I get a lot more fun missions from this one. I have no idea why. I don't know that much about the whole background simulation, but off we go on this behemoth of a ship.
Pad detached complete. Depart when ready, Commander.
It's a bit sad, but the whole streaming function is for all the streams. 720p. I have more than enough bandwidth to stream 1080p. But 4K would be ridiculous since P is for prone tables.
The all clear. Watch your six, Commander.
High quality, that is pretty crappy. And of course a PS4 camera microphone, joypad microphone is rubbish. I hope this sounds a bit better. I'm encouraged to try it out. I just plugged it in and hoped it worked. But since the sound is good on the headphone, I hope the microphone is good as well. If it's not, well, boo-hoo. I'll just delete this video then. But if I'm going to continue talking while lives, I should get a better microphone. so that you can hear me drink in ultra high fidelity. Just slowing me down a bit earlier because I was drinking. I don't want to keep overshooting the way I've been doing since I got the PS4 version of this game. I don't really know why I do that. I know how to not do that, but somehow I keep overshooting anyway. Now if you are about to overshoot, you get that warning, you slow down and start walking up and down like this. You'll find a way that works for you. Usually if you're not too slow about it, you can save a day before you get screwed up royally. Oh, here's another thing I'm doing wrong. I'm coming in from the wrong way, getting slowed down by the planet. Can sometimes be worth taking a longer route to keep the speed up a little bit longer. And I have no idea how to approach these outposts the right way. The regular stations, you can of course always see that main slot and align while super cruising. That said, being on the T6, I actually find it a lot better to go on the T6 when I'm going to an outpost, because you pretty much always end up getting the same landing strip, and it's bigger, it's a medium landing strip, so you see that landing strip so much easier. And as you could see, going here, I didn't follow my own advice. I didn't go to EDDB to look it up, which of course is sad because I had a reputation with these stations around my favorite stations. As I said, that helps a lot. That way you can continually expand your friendly area, cordial area, so you don't have to go back to your main station, to your home station, which of course speeds things up a lot. The station doesn't look like... Yes, it does. I'm also coming in from the wrong way, as I thought. I didn't expect to be able to read the number there. I started to wonder if it was 90 degrees on the other way, which would be different from what I'm used to. Oh, I haven't flown this for a few days. Just being a little bit careful. Not too bad. It's doing that a lot for me lately. I usually can just slam a ship down. People are a bit too afraid of landing when they start off playing this game. Landing is a big deal, you just slam the ship into that. Especially once you get a hotter joystick, you will slam that ship down so hard. As you can see, I've actually done a few missions for this guy. It's always worth looking, as I said. Sometimes you can get missions that stack to the same destination. And I didn't check properly. Well, that's where we are right now. Well, that's a bit strange. How time deliveries in this system. That's a bit unusual, and it's paid that, I can pick up some new mission on Ellis Orbital. That's a flying inside system can be horrible at times. On the PC I usually have EDDB on my second monitor just to check where the target station is so you don't end up with one of those horrible, utterly horrible missions where you have to go 100,000 light seconds away from the arrival point. They are terrible. Freeze frame there for a while. Didn't I turn this mission in? I did turn in the mission, didn't I? No, I didn't, did I? Yeah, I did. That's a bit strange. Well, never mind one. Let's just get there. Again, what we're really looking for is a system where areas where the same minor faction controls several stations. So get your stations up within just do one of those things I told you to. Bounty hunting, a lot of trade. Just simply go exploring and come back with some exploration data. That way you're friendly with the controlling faction really fast and you'll be getting great missions really quickly. And check that these two stations were close together. That should be something worth exploring a little bit more. Forgot to slow down. Let's see if we can save here. No, I won't be able to save this. Let's just. I'm talking too much. Alignment won't be bad. Won't be that bad. Actually. Major damage done. But don't do that at home. That was a waste of time. Again, I'm just trying to align a little bit better as I approach the station. A habit you pick up when you start smuggling. Of course, I'm not using this with my HOTAS, so I'm not going to engine boost my way into the station to avoid getting scanned.
Sequence Sierra Whiskey Echo. The station is under Alliance control. Please comply with Starcom flight regulations. Request approved. Adjust heading for approach to pad 11.
But as you can see, that engine bar fills up really nice when as we use the boost. So I can boost a lot now. I'm surprised the T6 is so good. I tend to do the same UB mistake every time I look at a ship. I look at the base
This facility offers a range of services. Check your info-ring after
basically
for more details.
what it could be when slotted maximum. I'm not quite sure how you would do that really well.
This is a flight regulation announcement. Please confirm the
Ship is on the deck, notifying ground crew. Glad you arrived safely, Commander.
So, just going from one station to another station in the same system. Made me 100,000 pounds. Not bad. And 7 this isn't any faster than going from one system to another, really. It's cheap on the fuel, but it's not that good, really. Now, as you can see, here's one of my mistakes when picking a station. I actually thought that I would grind Alliance a bit as well, but of course you don't want that right now. You want to focus on one single, or you want to focus on all of them. You can go to one of those border worlds where I find both Empire and Federation. And as I will talk about some other day, there are reasons to grind Alliance as well, even though you don't gain any rank, just reputation. There are good reasons for that, and the reasons are inside this little tab. But I'm not even near that problem right now, so I'm not going to talk about that today. So let's just go back to missions. Let's see if there are any big cargo missions worth taking here, because they tend to give a lot of money, comparably a lot of money. That one I could have done in my adder, so that's not really worth it, and of course that's Alliance as well. Same with these, I don't want to land there. Look at that, that's another trip inside this system. It's been a long time since I saw those, really. And there's a donate mission. I'm not gonna donate that much. It's not worth it for that status. This base was actually shut down for a while. Every agent here was grayed out. So right now, I suppose this isn't a good time to be here either. But not a whole lot of fun stuff here right now. So I guess I'll just go back to that outpost, I suppose. Bit stupid to do it in this ship. The rebuy cost is 280,000, and I could do this in a freakishly small ship, but this is the ship I have right now, and I'm not transferring a ship just for this, even if it would just take a few minutes. I'll just go ahead and take this anyway. Back to the system map, and again it's not switching to a system map, mostly because I'm hitting the wrong buttons. I do miss voice attack, and my Kicks voice attack profile. Well, back we go. It wasn't that far off really, so
retracted. You are clear to depart.
If I keep getting this stuff out, I should get my adder over here. Just check that engine is filling out.
All clear.
Fairly quickly.
Have a safe journey, Commander.
Also, it's not a big ship.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Supposed to be slow, basically. So where do you have that one? Let's try to slow down. Get to it so quickly that you forget to slow down. Yes, I know I could fiddle around with speed a bit more to get there a little bit quicker. Especially when you get close, you can hit it. Just put the pedal to the pedal and not care about the speeding warning, because you can still exit at a safe speed. You can save a couple of seconds doing that, but well, since I started playing this on the PS4, I've been interdicted so many times I can't remember. They haven't successfully interdicted me once. This is of course NPCs we're talking about, because since I've been doing a lot of community goals, I would not be doing that on the open play, not with ships like this one. Stupid suicide suddenly. Or funnily enough, we're into that. Suppose. Now, since we because it's quite funny to watch this behemoth slow down. It's looking at it, struggling and struggling to slow down. As the engine is firing, and finally it slows down. I hit that boost just as I was getting way too close to a station. Almost hit the station wall on the other side. And it's funny, a certain level of panic as you try to grind it to halt.
Engines disengaged.
You panic when you hit that boost button. You're not supposed to. If and when you survive, or even when you die, it's sit there laughing. Darn it, had just happened. It is quite hilarious, really. So let's see if they actually give me another mission back here. Look at that, they are. That is quite interesting. Let's see if there are anything more like that. Because I have a big cargo space. That's a massacre mission. So if we could get that to stack up, that would be quite nice. Well, doesn't seem like that, but damn it. This is quite nice for a while and incredibly boring after some time. For now, I'll take this. And the number of cargo, the amount of cargo gets a bit big for my other ship, so I guess it's quite good to have a T6 here anyway. I don't mind flying the T6 really, I find it somehow comforting. It's big engines braking, I love that. So, sure, why not? This whole recommended rank stuff for these kind of missions doesn't matter. If you go take missions like this, where you kill missions, I suppose it's good to have a ship and the skills to actually do it. But this kind of stuff is really not a problem. Anyway, I'll go back to that station again. Dear old Alice. And then I'll stop transmitting that way. Mostly because I want to change headset. Because this headset and my glasses doesn't work together. I just need my glasses when I play on the PC. So this headset is great for playing MMOs. I'm getting a bit too old. That text on the PS4, even though I have a whopping big TV on my eyes, just can't focus on the text.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Kids, getting old isn't fun. Becoming an old gamer is sad and pathetic. But being an old player gives you some advantages. I can sit here and have a drink. I suppose some kids can do that too. That's really sad. Forgot to line up. I've been doing too many outposts lately. That said, it doesn't really matter that much. This kind of station is easy to find entry anyway. And they're not going to jump me anyway. I'm not worried about that. Famous last words before they shoot me down. But as you noticed, I really do like trying to get to the line fairly decently before dropping out of Super Cruise. It just saves a little bit of time when docking. And again, of course, I spend time doing this sometimes. I'm a lot safer once I'm out of Super Cruise than I'm
Stay Sierra Whiskey Echo. This is an Alliance starport. Please request docking permission prior to landing. Request approved. Make your way to landing pad 33.
Let's wobble around a little bit. That's one of the most annoying things when you watch other people play Elite. They wobble around, you don't really know why they're wobbling around. They don't need to wobble around. But everyone has their way of approaching these ones. I tend to be a little bit like this and let it turn around until I'm aligned like this. When I go in, and I'm so bad when it comes to playing with the iPad that it does require a lot of wobbling. I've never been able to play FPS games.
Landing gear deployed.
PS3 or PS4 or other kinds
500 meters to touchdown.
iPad. I have no idea how people learn how to do that. And I've been using iPads most of my life for very long. I'm a original TV gamer generation.
Contact. Engaging pad restraints. Glad you arrived safely, Commander.
And let's be very honest, Pong is still a really good game. Pong is a fantastic game. So, what has this rather boring grind given me today? Oh, that's a meager 4%. So, to be honest, at this level, Cadet and the status I have right now, if there's +1 reputation, I barely get 1%, sometimes not even that. Can be at 64%. When I hand in the mission, I'm still at 64%. Probably 64.9 or something like that. If I take a mission with 2 pluses, I tend to get 2 or 3% increase. So doing these boom data missions and stuff like that, if you want to maximize, you should rather take these instead. And you should again try to find systems that send you to the same system. It's worth looking at systems you come to see if you end up finding a lot of missions. For example, when I'm at the other station, I keep getting missions to see in booties. You keep seeing the same systems pop up over and over again. If you're really greedy, it might even be worth looking at logging off, logging back on the open server, switching between the open and solo play to see if you can get 2 missions to the same system. Look at that, 25,000 credits to the cause, 3 pluses on the rep, so just because we've been talking about, I've got 69% now. Let's take this mission and hand it in so that you can see what the result of that is. So, not saying a whole lot. Another thing about those missions is that they can quite often, it seems, spawn one of those chain missions. But there you have it. 69%, now at 72%, so if you've got the money, that is a very efficient way to gain reputation. You can also check on how the reputation is going on the system factions, because doing some missions will actually be bad for your reputation. Especially doing these kind of missions for the Federation might work against these minor factions, or even in this case the controlling faction, the Alliance. And if you're really doing really bad things, you can end up getting enemies in the systems that will start interdicting you. That is most common if you keep going after the same faction while doing bounty hunting, I've noticed. I did a lot of bounty hunting in some systems in the PC, and some of these guys decided to interdict me every time they saw me, basically. So, until they came up with a game update, or until I moved from the system, I don't really remember what, I just kept getting interdicted, and strangely for some reason, I'm a whole lot worse off avoiding interdictions with my hottest joystick. The joypad is for some strange reason really good for avoiding interdictions, while twisting my hottest joystick while also mucking about with it works well when I'm dogfighting, but not at all while trying desperately to avoid an interdiction. Yep, a bit strange, but who cares about right now? I'm going to turn this off right now. But again, please feel free if you see something I'm doing wrong. Please give me a hint what could be done better. I won't take offense if you do it properly, and it could probably help someone else, and I probably already know what I'm doing wrong, as this list pointed out fairly obviously, I think. But do enjoy the game, it is wonderful both on PC and PS4.